Hello, this is Riley Porter with Seattle Sumo. You're listening to a commentary track for Day 3 of the 1964 Haru Basho. That's the March contest. The video coverage is available on the Japan Sumo Association's YouTube channel. There will be a link for that below, and accessed with a $9 monthly membership. As usual, I'll count backwards from 3, 3, 2, 1. As I hit the N in 1, I'll click play on the video coverage. You'll do the same, and we'll be in sync for the day's action. Without any further ado, I'll just get us going here. 3, 2, 1. Futabayama, Taiho, Chianofuji, Archive. Alrighty. Opening up here with a shot of one of our Shinpan. It's Shibadayama Oyakata, the former Miyanishiki from Takasago Stable, active during the 50s. First bout, Juryo guest Matsu Maeyama up against Shinyumaku Asasegawa. It's a 1-1 head-to-head. Rushing in low is Matsu Maeyama, but he's not moving Asasegawa very far back. Asasegawa gets into gear now, driving forward. He's good on pushing. Fast and furious sumo from Matsu Maeyama here, trying to maintain a good inside position. Good coming under the armpits there. Now he's inside right and finishes Asasegawa Yorikiri. Well, Matsu Maeyama really determined this bout. Really came at Asasegawa non-stop, despite Asasegawa clearly being a little stronger in an open drive. Tamanoshima is up against Dewanishiki. It's their first meeting. Tamanoshima, of course, brand new to the division. Dewanishiki, been here since 47. And a slow start from Dewanishiki, as per the usual these days, just absorbs Tamanoshima, who sends him swinging with an outside right, but he's still on his feet. It's Dewanishiki trying for a frontal left, and securing it is Tamanoshima. So he deepens his grip here, really wrenching up the outermost layer of Dewanishiki's belt. Not the strongest grip possible, but should work fine. Dewanishiki, meanwhile, just remains very much the second fiddle here in this bout. He's just holding on with Tamanoshima, sapping his power with his larger mass, higher angle. Maybe he just wants to wear out the fresh face here, and just try sliding him out with a Yori. A little bit of a outside foot sweep attempt by Tamanoshima here, but not really able to get Dewanishiki moving. That Uwate attempt earlier, that outside right throw, really seemed to do well for Tamanoshima. Looks like he's trying for something like that again, but now Dewanishiki is getting into gear, tries for that outside leg trip, and now he's finishing Tamanoshima Yorikiri. Maybe they'll call it Yori Taoshi. He landed on his feet despite being out of the ring. Well, Dewanishiki, very patient, used his size to his advantage. Clearly in not his top form, and sort of a fragile state. He always seems just to approach every bout very gently, but it kind of paid off that time. His first win at the Basho. Waka Naruto was up against Waka Tenryu. The man on the left from Kasugano, the man on the right from Hanakago. See, lowish start, slowish start. Waka Tenryu's got a frontal grip left, and now it's a deep inside left. Waka Naruto's on the outside right. Kicks the Sagari away there, does Waka Tenryu. And the Kyoji picks it up and goes to toss it in a different direction. Waka Naruto's in deep with his own inside left, so it looks like Yotsuzumo. All four hands on, and inside left, outside right for both. Good time as any to mention it's a 5-4 head-to-head in Waka Tenryu's favor, so it's pretty close historically. Looks like Waka Tenryu's in a slightly more favorable position. He's in the dead center of the ring here. But Waka Naruto kind of backpedaling, trying to improve his position here. tugging from Wakatenryu. Looks like he's maybe thinking on a throw here. Ooh, an Uchigake inside leg trip attempt here from Wakatenryu. He's really leaning on it, and it looks like it succeeded to my eye. Wakanaruto did try to swing him over him and away, but I think that, yes, the Gyoji called it for Wakatenryu. So, the Waka from the Hanakago stable prevails over the Kasugano stable Waka, and extends his head-to-head to 6-4 against Wakanaruto, so he's taking the edge in their rivalry, certainly. Fusanishiki up against Kane no Hana, yet to get his first win in this basho. It's a 6-4 head-to-head in Kane no Hana's favor, so good odds for him. Pushing is Fusanishiki, but he's sidestepped there after some pretty powerful thrusts, so I think Kane no Hana read that pretty well. Fusanishiki really went all out, but didn't let his feet catch up with him, and Kane no Hana just gave him the slip and let him fall on his belly. So Kane no Hana gets his first win of the basho. Good for him. Tama Arashi, he's in good form. He's too straight, really showing the strength in his back and lower body. He's up against Sawa Hikari. They've both dropped from pretty high on the Banzuke from the last basho. It's a 3-0 head-to-head in Sawa Hikari's favor. Now, they weren't quite ready to go. Try again. Back to the squatting, the Sankyo. And fast away is Tama Arashi. Inside left, now he's got that outside right strong. He moves in, but now Sawa Hikari's returned the favor. He's got the same grip stance. Inside left, outside right. His heel's on the edge here. He's inching his way to the side. Tama Arashi is tracking him pretty well. He's got a good angle on his feet. Tama Arashi drops his hips in, tries again for a Yori finish. He's really determined here, and Sawa Hikari, desperate Uwate, overarm throw at the edge, and, well, based on the angle here, it looks like he won. The Gyoji went for him, so really overwhelmed for a lot of that bout, definitely on the defensive. Tama Arashi is no joke when it comes to grips, but Sawa Hikari, ever determined, not one to throw in the towel until the last possible second. Aono Sato is up against Maedagawa. It's a 5-3 head-to-head in Aono Sato's favor. Maedagawa gets to pushing, keeps the distance, goes back in for the throat and the chest, keeping his belt away. Doing well, but Aono Sato, there's that shallow inside right, and he's scooping behind the left. And now this is Aono Sato's game. This should put him in position to win this bout in short order. There he's got a nice deep left, and he's being swung away, but no dice. Looked to me like Abise Taoshi, forward crush down. However the terminology goes, Aono Sato got into gear there once they were on grips. Maedagawa did well at the beginning of the bout to keep him off, but perhaps a little too defensive, just didn't generate enough power to finish Aono Sato before he could get a hold of his belt. Well, now we have Toyo Kuni, yet to get his first win up against Uragawa. It's a 4-1 head-to-head in Toyo Kuni's favor, so they're serving him up a winnable bout here on day 3. Toyo Kuni should want to move quickly to push out Uragawa before Uragawa can get a game plan going. And we start with a Nodowa, a little throat thrusting from Toyo Kuni, follows up with some more pushing. Uragawa closes the distance. Now we're on to grips. Toyo Kuni's got an outside left, Uragawa the inside right. Uragawa is swinging, but can't quite finish Toyo Kuni, who hangs on tight with that outside left. A little bit of a stalemate here. They're going to catch their breath. Really a Herculean effort from Uragawa here, who might have already gassed himself. We'll see if he's got any more in the reserve. Toyo Kuni is a bit better out on open sumo. Not exactly a dynamo when it comes to belt fighting, but I think in this position he should be set to win. Utagawa was the one inching forward. Little foot sweep attempt there from Toyokuni. Doesn't avail to much. Well, inching forward Toyokuni, holding firm Utagawa. Definitely a bit of a stalemate here. And hey, both guys got their Sagari on. So, make of that what you will. Well, Toyokuni I don't think is particular to throwing. It looks to me like he just wants to do this by a forward drive, but Utagawa was a little familiar with that. Stalemate continues. Toyokuni is just leaning on the smaller man, inching around to the side, trying to attack from that leftward angle. Drops his hips, drives in. Toyokuni's moving, and Utagawa, splayed out like a board, tries to throw out with that inside right. Desperate shitate as he was being tossed out of the ring, but it all came out for Toyokuni. Patiently bearing down on the Miyagino grappler. That is to say, Utagawa's from Miyagino stable. So Toyokuni gets his first win. Good to get it sooner than later. Tsurugamine's already 2 straight up against Wakanami. It's a 2-1 head-to-head in Wakanami's favor. Tsurugamine will be looking to get that Morozashi double inside, and Wakanami maybe the same. And there it is, Morozashi for Tsurugamine. He drops his hips, bears down on Wakanami, but Wakanami just arcs his back and backward bending, tilting to his left, puts Tsurugamine's foot outside the ring. Perhaps a little too overeager from Tsurugamine. Wakanami is a well-practiced backbender. And so this is not the most shocking result ever. In any event, Wakanami gets his second win. Ogi no Hana, good form this basho, up against Wakahaguro, maybe not in such great form. It's a 9-7 head-to-head in Wakahaguro's favor. 2 hands out, but Ogi no Hana's already got the outside left. And they've closed the distance. Wakahaguro, not really his specialty. He's a pusher by trade, though he's in the distant past now shown some proficiency on the belt. And you see here, he's not taken out too quickly. Good stance. Got a deep inside right. Ogi no Hana keeps driving in and then swings away in the reverse direction with that outside left. A nice Uwate Nage overarm throw. So Ogi no Hana is 3 straight to start this basho, and Wakahaguro his 3rd straight defeat. So, not looking so good for the former Ozeki, Ogi no Hana, in great shape. Now, Amatsukaze is up against Kainoyama. It's a 5-0 head-to-head in Kainoyama's favor. Kainoyama dives in, tries to cut in with the left, but is evaded, and he gets in now. And a nice little knee behind the thigh there. Little leg trip. Puts Kainoyama on top. So he gets his first win of the basho. Nice speedy sumo there. And that's his 6th straight win against Amatsukaze. So, again, the bout-making, matchmaking department, if you will, serving up a winnable bout here for Kainoyama. All right, well, it's the halfway mark of the top division action for the day, so they're shuffling in the next set of Shinpan. Everybody's going to take their seat now. Alright, well, there's Shikoroyama Oyakata, the former Wakabayama, with Tokitsukaze stable. Didn't retire too long ago. Here's Wakachichibu from the Hanakago stable up against Myobudani, Komusubi from Miyagino stable. It's a 6-4 head-to-head in Wakachichibu's favor. A little bit of a sidestep there from Wakachichibu, and now he's on an outside right. Myobudani likes to play it this way, comes to grips. He's deep inside left. He's fishing for that outside right, can't quite reach it. Wakachichibu's very deep with the left. He's a bit heavy to lift, which might be why Myobudani doesn't have the edge on him in their rivalry. Myobudani's a belt fighter who likes to lift his opponent. But he's just as good on Yori. On a forward drive. And a grip flip by Wakachichibu spells disaster. Myobudani seizes on it, drives forward, and finishes the heavier man Yorikiri. Forward, force out. Myobudani's gone to his 3rd straight win, so pretty good showing at Komusubi here. For one of the tallest Dikishi in this division, I think he's tied with Yutakayama for tallest in this division. Now, the other Komusubi, the Shin Komusubi, Kitano Fuji is up against Hagoroyama. Not quite set there is Hagoroyama. They'll try again. It's not their first meeting. They've had one encounter prior. Kitano Fuji won that. And so this should give them some confidence coming into today. And again, they're not quite synced up. We'll try once more. Coming in low is Kitano Fuji, driving inside with the left there. That's his preference. And thrusts over Hagoroyama Tsuki Otoshi. Well, that was pretty quick work from Kitano Fuji. Just kept attacking. Good dayashi, good consistent forward movement. And using that long arm of his to get into that grip he likes. And inside left. So Kitano Fuji, a very gifted Dikishi. Definitely at a very high spot relative to his experience. So every win counts big time. Now, perennial Sekiwake Daigo. Never really able to make a mount for Ozeki Challenge. Or a Mountain Ozeki Challenge, I should say. Is up against Hirokawa. The 3rd and last man from Miyagino we'll see today. A little scoot there forward. It's a 1-0 head-to-head in Hirokawa's favor. Alright, I think they're going to try for the 3rd time now for the Tachiai. And good low start, pushing away is Hirokawa, but catching him is Daigo, who closes the distance, moves his arms inside, and finishes Hirokawa Yoritaoshi, forcing crush down. Forward crush out, however you want to call it. In any event, Daigo gets his 2nd win, his first in 2 encounters with Hirokawa. So, pretty good result. Daigo looks like he's set to maintain his Sekiwake status after this basho. Tsune Nishiki on a career high has yet to get his first win, not too surprisingly. And now he's up against Ozeki Kitabayama, who's in good form this time out. Cutting inside with the right is Kitabayama, but not inside is he's outside with the right. A little bit of hand fighting there. And Tsune Nishiki tried to pull the arm for some kind of swing down, but ended up right on his seat. So Kitabayama just pushed into him and sent him flat backwards. Tsune Nishiki, that's his 3rd straight loss. Kitabayama, that's his 3rd straight win. And his 5th straight in his head-to-head encounters with Tsune Nishiki. So Tsune Nishiki is not exactly given the niceties of some other Dikishi were given winnable bouts today. He was not exactly given a winnable bout, on paper at least. Sadanoyama and Ozeki, off to a little bit of a rough start here, is up against Hagorogawa, reborn, rejuvenated after changing his ring name following a pretty disastrous January. It's a 12-5 head-to-head in Sadanoyama's favor. In low and pushing is Sadanoyama, but he's sidestepped there and taken out of the ring by Hagorogawa. Good Inashi there. A little bit of dodge. Impact and then a sidestep after not too long. puts Hirogawa in a winning position, outside left grip on the belt, and finishes the Ozeki, putting him onto his second loss in 3 days. Harugawa, meanwhile, has his third straight win. So doing very well for himself. Fuji Nishiki, the top man for Takasago, yet to get a win, is up against Ozeki Yutakayama, who is 2 straight in good form. It's a 5-4 head-to-head in the Ozeki's favor, so it's close. Fuji Nishiki can make contact first. Well, he pushes, but then pulls pretty quickly, and not long before Yutakayama finishes him Yorikiri. So Fuji Nishiki maybe didn't come off on at the angle he quite wanted to, or else was a bit spooked on Yutakayama not really budging off initial impact. Yutakayama seemed to plant his own hand placement well there to kind of blunt Fuji Nishiki's attack. If he had simply led with his chest, it might have gone differently, but well played by the Ozeki. And next up is Tochi Hikari, another Ozeki like Sadanoyama, who's struggled a bit here in the opening. Hopefully he can pick up a second win today instead of a second loss. Up against the Crouching Tiger, Iwakaze. Iwakaze starts low. He's in a position here. Tochi Hikari. He's caught up in the jaws of the tiger. Not where he wants to be. He prefers open sumo, but he's keeping the forward momentum. Trying to drive him out, but Iwakaze, he's firm. He's in the position he wants to be. He's on a good angle. Tochi Hikari doing well enough to protect his belt. They're locked up here. And getting that inside left, Tochi Hikari. Well, he came out ahead there. Did the Ozeki. Tochi Hikari gets that outside. Well, it was an inside left before his grip flipped, and then he won it on an outside. All the same, Yorikiri win for Ozeki Tochi Hikari. Puts his opening week loss behind him and gets going on the Basho, so hopefully he can move on that momentum. Wakamiyama at a career high rank after a great debut in the last Basho is up against Yokozuna Kashiwado. It's their first meeting, of course. Wakamiyama is a very young Dikishi, I think still the youngest in this division, and he comes in, blasts into the chest there, but Kashiwado's got that shallow left. Just gets hustling away. Wakamiyama is very much on the defense here and is tossed down to the clay Suinage. It's a scoop throw, no belt. Kashiwado pretty well overpowers this division's heaviest Dikishi. So it just goes to show size is not absolutely everything, though one will note that Kashiwado is definitely taller than Wakamiyama. He's definitely lighter. Well, Kashiwado in good form, 3 straight to start the Basho. And also in good form is Taiho, 2 straight, which puts him on, I believe, a 19 bout win streak. So in pretty good form. Meets Kairyu Yama with the hands, gets for the outside right, drops in. Kairyu Yama surges back, but only very briefly. Lands in the lap there of the former Asashio, who I believe is now Fudiwake Oyakata at Takasago Stable. Check my notes here. Yes, Fudiwake Oyakata. Well, in any event, Taiho, 3rd straight win. Pretty dominant performance, as has been the case so far in this Basho and in the last one. He just keeps going. The Yokozuna is unstoppable right now. His 12th win in 14 encounters with Kairyu Yama. Well, now we have a Yokozuna who is not in good form and is a little out of his depth, perhaps. He's brand new to the rank. Tochi Naomi on 0-2. And it's his first meeting with the Shinsekiwake Kiyokuni. Both these Rikishi are at career high ranks in very different circumstances, of course. Kiyokuni is coming off of a Basho where he deprived Tochinomi of the runner-up position by getting one more win. Kiyokuni blasts into the Yokozuna. Good Osuke there, coming in low, pushing in. Tochinomi, he's inside with the left. Now he's got a grip on the belt. Well, just about. There it is. Coming in low, Tochinomi. Well, he's in gear now. It's definitely better on the belt than Kiyokuni. Wrenching up on the front there. And pulling away is Tochinomi. A little bit of a hineri there, pulling maneuver. I'm not sure what they'll call for that. Pulled up both hands on the direct middle, Maimitsu of Kiyokuni's belt. And then just dashed backwards, pulling away and tossing him down. So maybe they'll call that Shitate Hineri because it was an inside pulling throw. Well, the first win for Yokozuna Tochinomi. What a relief, huh? Oh, thank you for joining me.